Alrighty, today we are out in Gidgegannup. Not often I go out this way. I had one other job out this way this year, working on a Lotus van. This one has the bed at the front, bathroom in the middle, and the couches at the rear. So what I'm thinking is we will put it in the rear and blow the heat down the van. Ideally, you don't want to get your bedroom too hot. So the plan is to locate it right there, and the batteries are just over here, and we'll run the fuel line back to the front and get it up and running. So that is plan A. Get it in there and then we'll start working from there. So this is partly built. Try to do these at home a bit so that when we're on the road I'm not out, pretty warm out here today, not out here too long. So there's the lay of the van with the bathroom down the middle there. So it'll get your bedroom warm without getting it hot. That's the idea. So here's a tip: if you're cutting into a tight place and you've got to cut through the fabric, it's good to drill from the other side where the timber is, drill out the wood, and then use a sharp knife to cut out bits of fabric. Put your vent in, and then I'm going to line up, I've already got it lined up, and I'm going to drop the heater in right there. So pretty tight fit, but it will all go in nice and neat. Just got to get things in the right order. Alright, so there we have the vent mounted, the heater mounted in there. Minimal space between heater and vent, just enough to get it out. Plenty of room to vent out the back there. Now I'm going to run the battery cable into that battery just under there. So that's everything coming out underneath. The hose has just come on, which glad I wasn't sitting under that. Anyway, that's all the gear coming out there. I'm going to put the exhaust on here, the muffler on there right out the back, air intake out the front. I think that's come off the caravan, hasn't it? Hasn't just turned that on. I better turn that off. And the fuel line running down the front. Anyway, that's what it's looking like. So here we are with everything tied up. That's the exhaust going out the back there. The air intake just comes over this beam, settled right up there, out of harm's way. And the fuel and electrics are run along here and down to their pump right there. Pump and filter, I like to put them together. So now it's going to run the fuel cable right back to the front where the fuel tank's going to be. It's just a good location up the front. Yeah, it'd be easier up the back, but the location at the front's perfect. So this section has been about running the fuel line the length of the van. Had to put a joint in it, and we've gone right through, right up to here. And we're going to put the fuel container in the toolbox. So it's going to sit in like that. It's pretty rough. Right, so just like that. So there's enough room to get into it, and there's also, you can see what's going on in there. There's about a quarter of a tank in there. So that's how I'm going to fix it, using some screws and some nylock nuts. There you go. The next step was putting in the fuel tank. Best way to do that is get it footprint and first fix it with some Tech screws, and then unscrew them and put in some nuts and bolts. So we've got nylock nuts on the back there, and I've got to join up the fuel line yet, and then suck a bit of fuel through. Alrighty, so back inside I've connected the heater to the battery there. It's got to tidy up these wires down here, and I've run the controller up to there. It's about 35 degrees in here, so I've had to put it on the manual setting mode because the temperature mode keeps switching itself off. There's the pump trying to start again. Should be all up and running very shortly. And there we have it, all up and rolling. No glitches today, which is good when it's 38 degrees. And no real need for a heater, but there will be. This place gets cold. So there you go, all finished. That was a Lotus. Just walking outside to have a look. Lotus Trooper, I think it's a 22 footer. All done.